Hi everyone, so welcome back to another video, which comes much delayed after my previous video, probably like a month I think. I don't know, but I've been super busy with school and just life in general, but I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I actually have like 5 different versions of this video because I was trying to get it down to the most perfect phrasing that I could, but it turns out that perfect doesn't exist, so I'm just gonna try and do this today. I am not in my chair because it is so squeaky. I don't know how to fix it, so I am sadly just sitting on the floor in front of my wall. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about The Awakening and Other Stories by Kate Chopin. Now, The Awakening is the longest story in this collection. It's about 138 pages, so it's novella length, and there are a series of other stories as well. However, I'll just get the other stories out of the way first. I didn't particularly like most of them. So most of them take place in Louisiana or the South, and the use of dialect, it really threw me off, and I didn't particularly like it. I think there are effective ways to use dialect in stories, but in this case it really hindered my enjoyment of reading, basically, because it wasn't clear enough to me exactly all the time what was being said. So, alright, now that those are out of the way, I'd like to talk about The Awakening. So, this is a story about a woman. Her name is Edna, and the year is 1899. She's married and she has 2 kids. And by all accounts, throughout the narrative, her husband gives her a very comfortable lifestyle. He's pretty attentive as far as that time period goes, but she's not happy. So, the story is basically about her becoming herself. Beyond the labels that society has placed on her, beyond her roles as a wife, as a mother, even as a woman in that time period. So it's about discovering herself. And I love that premise. I think it's great. And one thing that I thought was interesting about this book is that if you go on Goodreads, the comments about it, or the reviews about it, are kind of cesspooly. Like, there seems to be a very definitive line as to where people get off in terms of this book. Some people really viewed it as a feminist text, which, if you view it as a feminist text, fine. There are different schools of criticism to view any sort of work through. So you can take them and apply that vernacular to, that particular story. But for my review, what I want to do is I just want to put aside any political, social implications that this text could have, and just talk about the story as it works mechanically. Now, for me, I didn't particularly like The Awakening. I thought the prose was beautiful. There were some lines that I highlighted and underlined like 3 times. I was like, this is gorgeous prose. But the story itself left me feeling, it was lacking for me. It left me feeling a little jolted. Like, I understand that in that time period, women were not taken seriously. Women were not treated equally. But for me, the narrative didn't deliver me there. It gave me all of the pieces, it just didn't take me there. So I got her emotions, but not necessarily how she arrived at them. Yes, she does fall in love with another man, and that inspires some of it. But I didn't feel like I got there as a reader. I didn't feel like Kate Chopin really took me to the station and dropped me off where this character was getting off. That was a terrible analogy. I should really... Anyway, Um, that was just my 2 cents on it. And just as a side note, I think it is important to sometimes put away social and political implications and just look at a story. I think even living in the times that we do, it's okay to do that sometimes. Alright, so that's my review. Thank you for watching, and I don't know when I will post another video, but I hope to see you next time. Thanks.